Today, my friends, we are taking a look at the all-new Makita XWT11. We are going to use it, we're going to abuse it, we are going to look at all the specs, what this thing has to offer, some of the things that I love, and some of the things, So this is a 1/2-inch impact wrench from Makita. This is the XWT11 as mentioned. I'll put a link in the description below for you to check it out. Now, I know I'm probably going to take some heat on this review, whether you like the review or you don't. You know, this is my opinion on these tools. And what I want to start off by saying is, you know, I really like Makita. I love Makita's tools. I think they're excellent. I think they are very well built. But this one here leaves me scratching my head a little bit. So I'm going to tell you everything I think about this tool, and then you can tell me what you think about what you see in the video. And just leave me a comment in the comments section below. Alright, so let's take a look at this here. It is all digital operation. All you do is hit that button. You got the battery indicator light, you got the high speed, the medium speed, and the low speed. Now, what I really like about the Makita is you can shut those LED lights off in the front. All you gotta do is hold that down for a couple seconds and it won't work anymore when you pull the trigger. You go back and you hold it again and oop, there it is. And it's a bright one as well, so it really lights up that area nicely. So if you're worried about working in the darker areas, don't worry about it. This light got you covered. You also have your forward, reverse, and lock button right here, which I actually like better than a lot of the digital ones that are coming out on the market. One of the things that I absolutely love about the Makita is the feel in the hands, and this is no different. Now, this is a smaller impact wrench, a 1/2-inch impact wrench. Just to compare this thing between the Makita Impact Driver, well, there's really not that much difference. So the one thing I will tell you about this impact wrench is if you were looking to get into tighter areas, this is a very good tool to do that. So right off the bat, the build quality is great. The size and the weight, you're only looking at like 3.5 pounds for this with the battery on it and not much bigger than the Impact. So I love that. But unfortunately, that is where my love stops for this impact wrench. Now I'm going to show you this thing in action. We're going to drive some lags. They're going right into a treated 6x6. And if you don't know, without pilot holes, it is an extremely punishing test to do on an impact or impact wrench. Now these legs are a 1/2 inch thick. They are going all the way down through a treated 6x6. And again, that's no joke. This really allows me to gauge the power. And by using so many impact guns and wrenches, you know, I really have a feel for power sort of right off the bat when I use these things. So let's throw this deep well on the anvil, and you do have the pin right there, which is nice. And that's not going anywhere. It stays on there really nice and firm. But we're going to take this and we're going to drive it. We're just going to start out on slow. Now on slow, I do not expect anything. And just to prove to you there's no pilot holes, I will put it right here in front of you. Kick it on high. Drive it down a little bit. All right, now we're going to start out on slow. Again, not really expecting much. We just want to see if it has a controlled lower speed. Alright, did what I was hoping it was going to do. You know, that lower speed helps prevent damage and all that good stuff, so it did a good job. Let's bump it up to medium. So the medium speed, also pretty slow, but we're going to bump it up to the high and see what it does. And unfortunately, that is the fastest that this impact wrench will go. All right, let's talk about specs here real quick. Your impacts per minute, you're looking at 3,500. So comparing this to another mid-torque, it is actually right there or maybe even above a lot of the other ones. The maximum speed, the RPM, you're looking at 2,800. So still right there with the regular mid-torques. And what really gets us, and I think where it hurts us a little bit, is you're looking at only 210 foot-pounds. Now, I noticed something was lacking the first time I went to use this. So what I wanted to do was compare it to something similar. Now, this isn't even their flagship model. This is the XT14 impact driver. It is on the right side. I put blue tape on this to let you see the difference when it comes to speed. Now you can see the impact driver is going much quicker, and you're going to say, well, the impacts are higher and this and that, but it's still an impact driver. And all of the numbers for the impact driver are basically the same as the impact wrench, except for it's only 210 foot-pounds. So I said to myself, maybe there's something that I am doing that is causing this to be less powerful than the impact driver. And when I say less powerful, I mean torque as well. I mean, I'm not noticing any difference. So I ran the exact same test again, no pilot holes on either one, and this is what we got. Now, just for an FYI, the impact wrench was in my dominant hand, the right hand. And the reason why I put the blue tape on these drivers is so that you could see the difference with the impact sockets spinning. Now, I did use a RPM tachometer, and it was saying that it was coming in just under the 2,800. So I really don't think that there's anything wrong with the impact wrench. The RPMs are pretty close to where they need to be, so that left me scratching my head even more. So then I started saying, well, a lot of people aren't just going to drive lags without pilot holes, so I had one right there, and I wanted to see what it would do, and it still wasn't that impressive. And that was all I got out of it. And another little issue that I noticed was the battery indicator on the actual impact itself read 1 bar, but if I flipped it over and hit the button on the actual battery, it read 3 bars. So it's little things like that too that I look for. So because every Makita that I usually get is excellent, I wanted to see what other people were saying, and I usually never do this. So I went to the Home Depot site and I started looking, and it had rave reviews. You know, there was only one that had a 2-star, but they called it a drill. Yeah, so take that for what it's worth. And there was only a couple that were pretty detailed. The other reviews were just good, great, whatever. So my final thoughts were, yeah, it's built really well. It's great for tighter spaces, but so is the impact driver that seems to be more powerful and quicker. Now, if you wanted a smaller impact wrench, yeah, this would be great. I'm not saying that it's bad or it doesn't work well. I'm just saying that me personally, I wouldn't go out and spend a lot of money on this when the impact driver could do the exact same thing. So here are my final thoughts. This thing is light, it's built very well, and it does a good job if you're using it for small jobs. But personally, if I was going to spend money, it would be on the impact driver that's going to be more versatile and is going to be able to compete with this anyway. I just don't get it is what I'm saying. Yeah, I know people want smaller. I know people want something that you're able to get into smaller areas, but if you're able to do the exact same thing with the impact driver, which is you know, like I said, just better all around, then why wouldn't you just do that? Now, it's up to you. If this is something that you want or need, then go for it. Again, it will last you forever. It's a great impact wrench. For what you plan on doing with it, I'm not really sure. Now, some of you probably might think that I'm off my rocker, and that's fine, but that's your opinion, and this is my opinion. And my opinion is save your money and go with the impact driver or go something a little bit bigger. I want to know what you think. Leave me a comment in the comments section below. Am I wrong about this? If so, tell me why. Again, there's nothing against Makita. I love Makita tools. It's just this one doesn't make sense to me. If you haven't already, don't forget to smash that like button. Get subscribed if you're not subscribed and hit that bell notification so you don't miss out on any other reviews. Come say hi to us on the Instagram page at Tool Review Zone. Love to see you over there. And with that, we'll be back with more videos soon.